Hello everybody, here's my next video. So this is a completely natural, 100% natural product. It's made in Warbotanicals in Victoria. Fabulous on the skin, makes your skin feel so amazing. Now don't forget your neck, ladies, because it is part of your face. You need to draw your foundation down the neck so it's got an even application and doesn't have that sharp line on your jawline. So next, I don't know if you've noticed, but I actually have pigmentation. So I'm 40 years old and this is years of sun damage because we didn't use sunscreen back in the day. So young girls, make sure you put your sunscreen on. So I always start with this sort of foundation underneath this sort of concealer underneath my foundation. Purely because no foundation will cover that pigmentation. It will shine straight through unless I pack it on, and obviously being 40 years old we can't pack on foundation anymore, so I like to put this thicker concealer underneath and then I'll put on a little bit of concealer on top, but less is more as we get older. So I actually will just blend this a little bit just with an old school sponge. You don't need the beauty blenders or anything like that, these are absolutely fine. Now, because I am older, so mature skin, underneath the eyes, the skin starts to thin out, starts becoming dehydrated. So anything that's too heavy under the eye eventually will fall into the creases and make you look a lot older. So therefore, I actually turn my sponge over and I actually take off excess product right under the eye because I don't want to look older. So I just try and soften it up. So that's all I do to prep my skin. Now normally I would put on a primer, but today I'm actually going to do the Radiance drops with my foundation. So therefore I don't need to add on a primer as well because I find that's really hydrating enough as it is. So again, mature age skin, make sure you use a great moisturiser under the eyes. Eye serum definitely. Look, I don't really have a particular starting point to put foundation. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. So you'll see me use this brush on myself a lot. It's freaking amazing. So better than any foundation brushes for yourself. When I'm working on customers, I'll use an actual foundation brush, but this one, fabulous. So once it's on, we use a beauty blender. Now with this foundation, you can't wait too long because once it sets, it's too hard to move. So I'm just popping some Radiance drops on there. And then just blend it up. Don't forget your hairline because it does look funny if it's like this sharp line. So blend it into the hairline. I did my course through Napoleon 14 years ago. I absolutely love their products. So I'm still a fan, I still use it. Now, I don't know how other makeup artists do it, but I actually dab my setting powder on top of my foundation. I don't actually brush it from side to side because I actually find that the foundation will move a little, especially if you're not using a thick foundation. So if it's a liquid foundation and you're just like brushing it on like a paintbrush, I actually find that the foundation moves. So I actually have found that the best way to do it is to dab your setting powder on. Always tap off your excess so it doesn't fall on your face. Best way to blend is think of window wipers. So window wipers on the car, long strokes, backwards and forwards. I start off with a little brush and then I just blend it up with a big fluffier brush. And that's when I get this one. As you get older, your eyelids don't want to cooperate, so they'll follow you with your window wiper. So the softer you do it, the better it is. It'll glide. But otherwise, as I said, it just wants to come with you over this way and then back this way, and you don't want that. So you actually want it to stay on top, so just try and use a lighter stroke as possible. And when it does follow, you'll see here how it skips a bit. Not much you can do there except blend. Getting there. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Keep blending. So now we're going to work on the mobile lids. That's the part that blinks. Now with these colours that you're putting on your mobile lid, especially if they're glitter, dab them on your mobile lid, do not brush them. You'll actually find that the pigment actually sits on your skin better if you dab it on than if you're swiping it on. So it actually intensifies quicker. Don't be afraid to layer. That's what gives you the intensity. That's what we love to see when you've got your lashes on and your eyebrows are done. If you get fallout here, I tend to blow upwards and then get your fan brush, just ever so gently. But if you've blown upwards, I know it seems stupid, but it works. So it's got rid of most of the fallout, and then I'll just gently dab this, swipe it over gently. That will get rid of most of it, and you know, if it doesn't, you can always just dab your foundation or your beauty blender, and that'll get rid of anything else, but you shouldn't need that much more. Now, one thing we're going to do is we are going to do the liquid liner. As you get older, you need one that doesn't actually, that's too thick that it's actually going to catch and give you that uneven line. I do struggle with that sometimes at the moment, but I found this super liquidy Face of Australia. Out of all things, trusty good old Face of Australia, which I've been using for years. Look down, so you tilt your head back a little bit, look down, and you'll be able to get as smooth a line as you can. Then move over to the other one. Look down at your mirror, tilt your head back a little bit. I don't curl them first. Mine are relatively curled, so I don't really need to. But if yours are straight, use your eyelash curler first. You can even heat it up, or I actually use it after the mascara is on, because the mascara helps to curl it upwards. Okay, if you notice, I've actually put a bit of mascara on my lid. I'll show you what to do with that. Just wait 1 or 2 minutes, let it completely dry. Don't try and take it off while it's wet, because you'll actually end up smudging it over your whole eye. So that's my eyes. Biggest mistake we make with lashes. 1, you need to trim them if they are too wide for you. Not long, wide. So, best way to trim them will be, let me show you. You will notice one side, which will be closer to your nose, are shorter than the outside. When you are trimming, we trim from this end, not from that end. Alright. Make sure you have a good glue. Duo is great when you're putting it on. Now, I still stuff up eyelashes. Those buggers always get you because they like to slip and slide if you do not let your glue to get tacky. Tacky meaning sticky. So when you pop it on as evenly as you can. Always concentrate on putting a little bit extra on the tips. do not over put glue on your lashes. Otherwise, you will find that it will take forever to dry, and it will, when you blink, move your lash up and smudge all over your lashes. I make the mistake because I'm super impatient, and I end up trying to put them on while they are wet. So once you pop glue on that, put it aside for a minute or two. Let it get super tacky. While your lashes are drying, let's do some contouring. If you need to suck in those cheeks, baby, you suck in those cheeks so you know where it goes. Now remember, I am 40 years old. I do not over contour and highlight because it falls in your creases. So I usually only use a powdered contour. Now, blending. See when I ruined the eyeshadow, the mascara? You just use a spoolie brush. It came right off. Spoolie brush. Only a smidge under the eye. Absolute smidge. Let's go back to the eyelashes before they dry completely. Tacky. They don't even leave any residue. Fuse them together.